it's Marilyn Devonish here from transformationstm.com, and I've just had a package arrive in the post. I think I know what it is. However, I could do a reveal and it could be something completely different. But what I think it is the first of the books that I co-authored this year. So if I am correct, it's this book here, Running a Business in Times of Crisis. So, and I've written a chapter on flexible working. So I have the scissors to the ready, and I'm going to carefully, because it's a book, cut into the oh, okay. It's like that pass the parcel game where we now have this. Let us see. Actually, let's do that as well. Exciting, because the first book that I co-authored arrived last week. I'd written them quite some distance apart. Well, not quite some distance, you know, since we've been in lockdown. Right. So let us see. Yes. Here it is. Sorry, I'm doing some filming for something else as well called Days Later, but I'm going to do a picture montage, so I just want to capture it in real time. But yay, here we go. Woohoo! Right, my first look, and I didn't. There isn't an ebook Kindle version of this either, so this is the first time I'm actually seeing it. Ooh! In tangible form. Very nice. Let's see. Ah, wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Interesting. Okay. Oh, that's me. Oh, I like the type. Let me just see if I can show you that. Let's go that way. Da, da, da. Hold on. There, get that right. So this is where we go. And mine is the art and science of working from home. And I've just had a call with an organization where I was saying, you know, there's a lot more to working from home than just taking work from the office and sitting at home. So I'm really pleased with the title that I've come up with. Hadn't really remembered what I'd written. So let me have a look, see at my chapter, page 61. Oh, brilliant. That's my chapter. Go that way. Da, da, da. The art and science of working from home. So it starts off, I have been a corporate flexible working implementation consultant since 2003. This means going into organizations to implement smart, remote and flexible working policy and strategies and manage the psychological implications of working from home and online, encompassing everything from working with architects, designers and ergonomic specialists to redesign office spaces, through to scoping and procurement of technology solutions, designing and delivering management and staff briefings, training sessions and workshops, and offering executive coaching to support the mindset to transition to new ways of working. I say an art and a science because there are several moving parts and unseen aspects over and above simply being at home to work. In addition to considering the factors outlined above, there's a checklist of 45 key items I use, some of which I'll discuss here in bite-sized chunks. And then I have gone on to discuss 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, wow, 13, 14, 15, 16, gosh, I've been busy, 17, 18, 19, 20. Wow. And then I've got some closing thoughts, and that's me. Woohoo. How fabulous. It's just really wonderful. There's something about, you know, ebooks are great and they're very handy, and there is just something wonderful also about a tangible book. So that is really delighted about that. I'm delighted about that. And as I said, this is the first of a couple. Let me show you the others. So I also had, actually, that's in the, so that one arrived from Amazon last week. This one here called Unlocked. So from surviving to thriving, 10 acclaimed experts, of which I'm one, share their advice for adapting to life after a crisis. And mine is chapter 8. There we go. Mine's chapter 8 on remote working. So yeah, so it's really lovely actually to have them come out pretty much together. There's been a lot of, as I said, there's been a lot that's been going on during lockdown. So to have them both here is fabulous. So hold on a moment. This is one I made earlier. Yeah, so here we go. Both of them in time. Now this one is available in paperback only. This one is available as the paperback that you've got here. So there you go. That's all of the authors there that you can see on the back cover. So this one's available in paperback and as a Kindle ebook. And what I will do, I will put a link to where you can purchase all of these. So you can, the Kindle starts at 99 pence at the moment. The paper version of this is £6.99, and this one I believe is £30, but I will double check that. But I'll put the links into the comments of this video, and if you're watching this of course on YouTube, I'll put it into the description. But yeah, it's just really, really lovely to see the books here in tangible form. Woohoo, woohoo, very nice. Very nice. And so if you've got any questions, if you've got any queries in terms of, actually, let me find it if it's still here. Yeah, there we go. So if you've got any questions about this, as I was saying in the very short extract that I read from the book, I've been a flexible working implementation consultant since 2003. So that's 17 years ago, if you're watching this in real time. And that going into organizations to help them design and write and implement flexible, smart and remote working policy and strategy. And that's everything from helping with the design, the scoping of work, creating work packages, right through to briefing staff and teams and senior managers, heads of directorate, CEOs, frontline staff, all the way through to looking at the psychology of working from home as well, and as well as offering management consultancy support. Also doing the executive coaching side as well, where you're talking to people one-to-one in terms of the challenges that they're facing and how can they alleviate those. So personally, I've been working at home since the year 2000. I've been offering online coaching, online training and online therapy since 2005. So what people are calling the new normal has been my normal for pretty much the past 20 years. I also, as many of you know, if you follow me, I now run full workshops, half day, 1 day, 3 day workshops online via video webinar. And I also have the whole video webinar expo package. So for me, even though this hasn't been a subject I've really talked about publicly, because, you know, my social media channel is more for the coaching and therapy, it's something that's been happening in the background for a long time. I've also started this year, well, actually, no, in October, let's get it right. My brain is like, no, it wasn't this year. In October 2019, I decided, for some reason, that I wanted to do more in terms of writing and speaking about flexible working and smart working and remote working. So the first magazine article came out in October 2019, and that was, of course, 4 months before we were even, you know, the words COVID-19, pandemic, coronavirus, those were not even in the lexicon of our language back then. So it's something I decided as part of a new program, the One Focus Challenge. I decided to set myself a challenge to do something completely new, because it's a subject I'd never spoken about and written about publicly. And as you can see from the slide on the screen, the most recent article came out in The Guardian that was talking about how can you actually use your skills and change your skills for those of you in recruitment. How do you now recruit people remotely? People management, Chartered Management Institute. I've done several interviews for BBC Radio 5 Live. I was on Radio Kent week before last. Forbes, Image magazine, G&T podcast talking about politics and remote working and the psychology around that. there's probably about 45 or so articles that I've written now on this and similar subjects. I think one of the most fun one was writing for the Express and the Birmingham Mail about the sleep disturbances and the dreams that people have been having since lockdown, and doing a dream analysis piece. That was a little bit of a curveball, but there's been quite a lot sort of going on this past few months in that sphere. So I've shared the articles on at various times, and I've just started to add all of them to the new flexible working website. So but if you've got any questions, if you've got any queries about any of this, and you wanted me, and if you're in an organization who is having to now think seriously about remote working and about having staff work from home, by all means get in touch. And as I was saying to the prospective client I was talking to this morning, we can do everything from those kind of lunchtime sessions through to the sessions that happen for a slightly longer bit towards the end of the working day, right through to staff briefing and coaching and training sessions. And those might be anything from an hour, hour and a half, through to half-day workshops or one-day workshops, and all of that can be done remotely. It can be done online, so your staff can still be at home in their respective spaces, and they can take part in the workshop. So if you've got any questions, if you've got any queries, drop me an email. It's marilyn@transformationstm.com. Marilyn is Marilyn @trance, formation, so F for Freddie, FORMATIONS. TM as in trademark, so Marilyn@transformationstm.com. My coaching and therapy website is www.transformationstm.com. The new flexible working site where you can find links to many of the articles. And actually, if you wanted to go out and purchase either of those two books, there are links to those on the new website, which I'm just developing to bring all of this information together. And that is www.flexibleworking.brizzy.site. So Brizzy is BRIZY, or ZY for my American friends, .site. So www.flexibleworking.brizzy.site. And there are some blogs that I've written as well in terms of some starter tips, and that's on my regular blog, MarilynDevonish.com. And Devonish is DEV for Victor, ONISH. So any questions, any queries, and if you go to my main website, the transformation site, although I have now added a link to that as well, if you're an organization or you're managing a team, or it might be that you're the employee and you're going stir crazy and it's Groundhog Day in terms of managing your productivity, your energy, your time. When you're working from home, then you can book a free 20-minute consultation, which is done by telephone or my online meeting room or Skype, if you wanted to talk through any of those issues, or if you wanted to talk through setting up a training session for your team, for your staff, etc. But yay, very happy about the two new books. It's cool. And thank you also to those of you who have purchased either one of those books. And what I'm also going to do this week is I'm going to put the date together for the free webinar I'm running, where I'm going to take you through some of the key points I've raised in this book, the chapter for this book. It's free of charge to those of you who have purchased the books and you sent me your screenshot, so I will email you with the date and the passcode. Outside of that, you can still join us. It will just be that there'll be a charge to take part, but it will be free to those of you who have sent me your screenshots of your Amazon purchase or the Kindle ebook purchase. And actually, you can do the same with the running a business in times of crisis as well. If you have purchased that one, just send me a kind of screenshot of your receipt. And if you do want to join me for the webinar, then I will send you the details of how you can do that for free. But yay! Da, da, da. Very happy. It's cool. Fabuloso. Lovely to see them in print. So happy flexible working for all of you out there. I think many of you have already discovered it's not necessarily as easy as going, I'm at home, because people have found the days have rolled into one, suffering from Groundhog Day. They've got the thing that people are calling Zoom fatigue. Productivity is either way down, or people are working a lot harder. They're kind of moving themselves into burnout. So there's a lot that kind of to think about. And also in terms of managing and being managed remotely, that is a whole different ball game than being able to see someone in the office. So these are all the things that I talk about when I do the trainings, when I do the briefing sessions, when I'm doing the coaching sessions. So get in touch if you've been struggling with any of those issues, or if you want to make sure that you can improve and maintain your levels of productivity, either for yourself or for your teams. get in touch. I would love to have a chat. And thank you so much to everyone who has purchased the book. Would love to hear your feedback. So, you know, drop me an email, let me know. Anyway, cool. I will catch you all later. Thank you so much for watching.